Focus on the process. If you have 100 pounds to lose and you're only focused on losing 100 pounds, 100 pounds is a lot of weight to lose, right? It's definitely very doable. We've had clients that lose double that. And so if you only look at it as I have 100 pounds to lose and I'm not going to be happy until I lose this 100 pounds, it's going to be a long time till you're happy. Instead, if you're focused on what you need to do every single day that's going to drive you towards that 100-pound weight loss goal, then every single day you have stuff to celebrate. You have these little small victories that happen along the way.
Welcome to the V-Shred Better Body, Better Life podcast, where we help you live your best life while working on your health and fitness goals. We're here to make your journey fun and inspiring.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the V-Shred Better Body, Better Life podcast. Once again, I am your host, Vince Sant, and today we are going to dive into a topic around mindset, which we talk about a lot, but it's crucial to anything that you're trying to do when you're trying to get in shape. Obviously, weight loss also refers to, or you need to make sure that you're taking care of your diet, you need to make sure that you're taking care of your exercise. But the mindset, I think, is one of the ones that doesn't really have as much information out there on the internet, or as many different ways or scientific backing. And so I like to just share some of the methods that help me help our clients, because it's really about how you think about and approach the entire process, because having the right mindset going into something can make or break your success. If you go into it expecting results, or if you go into it wanting to get results too fast, or whatever it might be, expecting it to be easy or not having a support community around you or anything like that, it can make it really hard to either stick to it or just get any kind of results. And that's even if you're following the right type of plan, because obviously you can follow the wrong type of plan and just not ever get results. And so, but that's the conversation for another day. Today, I'm going to share 3 different ways to develop that weight loss mindset that you can start doing right now that will set you up for that long-term success without having you fall into that dreaded yo-yo dieting trap that you've probably been in. So if you're ready to move the scale in the right direction using diet and exercise, but also the power of your mind, then let's jump in. Okay, so the first way to develop a weight loss mindset is to, first off, stop blaming yourself and stop shaming yourself, right? Because we've all been there. You might have a bad day. You eat something you know you shouldn't have eaten, and then you spend the rest of the day beating yourself up over it, right? You might tell yourself, well, I told myself I was going to stick to my diet this time, but I messed up again. What's wrong with me? You start beating yourself down. Sometimes that one decision leads to multiple decisions, and then it becomes even larger of a barrier between you and getting back on track, right? But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with you. And we both know that negative self-talk isn't doing you any favors. And it's not only not doing you favors, it's actually sabotaging your progress. Because when you constantly blame yourself or you shame yourself, you're creating a cycle of negativity that's very, very hard to break out of. And it just adds stress to your life, which makes your entire weight loss journey feel like you're walking through mud and it's just getting deeper and deeper. So instead of doing that, you should practice self-empathy. Acknowledge the fact that slip-ups happen. And then when those slip-ups happen, you really need to practice pulling yourself back on track, or standing back up and getting back on the wagon, right? Dwelling on it and letting it carry you into another bad decision and letting it derail your entire day, those are what lead to people just falling off the wagon completely and never getting back on, right? These slip-ups are a part of the process, and they're just as important as your victories, if not even more important. Because when you do something right, it's easier to keep going, right? When you have those small wins, which you should celebrate 100%, when you have those small wins, you dropped a couple pounds, you ate all your meals today, you meal prepped, whatever it might be, it's easier to keep going because you just made a good decision. It's like when you wake up and you make your bed first thing in the morning, that leads you to make another good decision right after. And when you have a healthy breakfast, that leads you to a good decision right after. But it's the other times that are even more important. It's the slip-ups. It's when you don't make your bed in the morning. It's when you skip breakfast because you woke up late. It's when you stopped by McDonald's on the way home because you were starving and you were just feeling really weak in that moment. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with you if you make that occasional misstep, right? We're all human. It happens to literally every single one of us. It happens to me on a weekly basis. But you need to remember that one bad meal or one missed workout doesn't define your entire journey. It's what you do consistently over time that matters. So the next time you find yourself engaging in that negative self-talk, I want you to take a step back and I want you to just reframe how you're thinking about the whole process. I want you to focus on the progress that you've made so far and all the things that you've done. Remind yourself of all the things that you've done. Remind yourself that you're perfectly capable of reaching your goals, no matter how many bad decisions you've made or how many slip-ups you've had. You are capable of reaching your goals because honestly, in 10 years from now, let's say you stick to this routine for the next 10 years, 80% accuracy, because I always talk about the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, do what you're supposed to do. 20% of the time, you're going to have slip-ups. You're going to want to live your life. That's fine. For the next 10 years, if you did what you were supposed to do 80% of the time, those couple slip-ups do not matter at all. And so when you think about it like that, when you think about it in the long term, it keeps your motivation higher, especially at times when you're struggling to stick to your fitness plan because you think this one bad decision that you make is going to ruin everything. It's not going to ruin everything, okay? The second way to develop a weight loss mindset is to just not be so impatient. And I kind of hinted at this in the beginning. I talked about people go into their fitness journeys expecting really fast results, right? Or expecting it to be easy. As humans, we are impatient. If I gave you two options to make $1,000 and I said you can make it in 1 minute or you can make it in 1 week, everybody's going to pick a minute, right? We all want, if I said you can lose 30, you're going to lose 30 pounds. Option A is to lose 30 pounds in a month. Option B is to lose 30 pounds in 6 months. Everybody's choosing option A, right? We're all impatient. We all want fast results because, I mean, when you're trying to lose weight, obviously you've been struggling with probably self-image issues, with confidence, whatever it might be that you're struggling with. You're struggling with it and you want it to change fast, right? That's literally everybody in the world. But the reality is, sustainable weight loss takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's never going to happen overnight. Some weeks you might lose, or some days you might lose more weight than other days, right? But the issue is people want results fast and they want drastic results consistently. And that's not always realistic. In fact, losing weight too quickly can actually be really unhealthy and can lead to something that's called rebound weight gain, which is when you lose that weight, and this probably happened to a lot of people that are listening. You lose 20 pounds 1 month, and then the next month you gain 20 pounds, right? That's how you fall into that yo-yo dieting trap that I talked about. So instead of focusing on the end result, what I always say is focus on the process. Focus on what you need to do day in and day out to lead you to your goals. If you have 100 pounds to lose and you're only focused on losing 100 pounds, 100 pounds is a lot of weight to lose, right? It's definitely very doable. We've had clients that lose double that, right? But it's a lot of weight to lose. And so if you only look at it as I have 100 pounds to lose and I'm not going to be happy until I lose this 100 pounds, it's going to be a long time till you're happy. Instead, if you're focused on what you need to do every single day that's going to drive you towards that 100-pound weight loss goal, then every single day you have stuff to celebrate. You have these little small victories that happen along the way, like making a healthy meal choice when you were craving something not healthy, right? Or getting in a really good workout when you didn't even feel like going that day, right? And remember, consistency is the key here. I actually had somebody just comment on my Instagram the other day. It was just a random video, and he was like, "Hey, what's the secret to getting in shape, getting a body like yours?" And I said one word: consistency. That's literally it. If there's nothing else that you focus on, just focus on consistency. Obviously, you need a good plan, but even an okay plan done consistently is going to get you results. Obviously, you want an optimal plan, and we have coaches that can help you out with that if you guys are interested. We have a ton of different programs, but you don't have to be perfect all the time. But what you do need to be is consistent in your efforts. And I want to put emphasis on the word efforts, because you don't have to be consistent with victories, just consistent with your efforts, because it's not always going to be, you're not always going to progress, right? Progress is not linear. There are going to be weeks where you don't lose weight. It might be weeks when you gain weight. It might be months where you don't lose weight, right? But you have to keep putting in the work. You have to keep trusting the process, because over time, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to get results eventually. And if you're not making that lifestyle change, then there's no point even doing it. And you can even relate this to like reading a book. If you're reading your favorite book and every day you just read one extra page, before you know it, you went from reading 1 page a day to all of a sudden now you're reading 45 pages a day, and you're reading much faster, and you're working this reading block into your routine a lot easier. And now all of a sudden you're reading like a book a week. And so you do the same thing with your fitness. You start small. You start with an easy decision or one good quality decision. And that quality decision could be, today I'm going to meal prep, right? That's your goal today. That's an awesome goal. Tomorrow, try to be 1% better. The next day, try to be 1% better. If every single day you're just trying to build on top, then eventually you're going to look up, you're going to have made all these changes in your life. It's not going to feel like you went 0 to 100 overnight. So you're not as likely to burn yourself out, and you're going to get results. That's the power of the compounding effect that's created by consistency. Like I said, the exact same thing with the reading applies to fitness. And so one way to stay motivated and stay on track is to set these small, achievable goals for yourself. And like I said, maybe it's meal prepping. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's adding an extra serving of vegetables to your meal. These small wins add up over time. And before you know it, you'll be well on your way to reaching your long-term weight loss goals. And so if there's one thing that you can take away from this second tip, it's to not look so far in the future to where you forget about what you have to do today. Okay, now the third way to develop a weight loss mindset is one that doesn't really get talked about enough, but is probably one of the more powerful ones. And that is to not be afraid to ask for help. Because losing weight can be challenging. It can be confusing. Sometimes it can be isolating, but you don't have to go through it alone, and it doesn't have to be as confusing. Do I think there's always going to be a certain level of confusion in the beginning that you have to overcome? Yes, of course. That's with anything in life. If you're learning to drive a car, if you're learning to paint, if you're putting together an engine or changing your oil, there's going to be a learning curve in the beginning, right? But it doesn't have to be impossible, right? Because there are so many resources available online to help you on your journey. And it doesn't even have to be online. Sometimes you can just go to your gym and work with a trainer there. Do I think that gym trainers are probably the best option? Not always. I think it's gym to gym. I think some of them know their stuff, and I think some of them don't really care at all, and they're just trying to make some money. But between that, gyms and online communities, do not be afraid to reach out and ask for support when you need it. Or it could even be a friend. Maybe it's just somebody to hold you accountable, someone to go to the gym with you so that you don't skip, or a coach to give you actual personalized nutrition and workout advice. But whether it's your friend, your best friend, the best coach in the world, or just some gym coach, having that support system can make the world of a difference. Because when we feel like we have the right information, we have more confidence. When we feel like we have a group of people behind us that are there to help us, we have more confidence to reach those goals than if we were to go at it alone or with a plan that we made up ourselves. All right, I always talk about like people could always, like, all the information is out there to get in shape. Nobody's gatekeeping any of the information, right? All the studies are out there, all the workout and nutrition and supplementation and mindset info is out there, right? But if you're left to your own devices and you have to go create your own plan, when things get hard, because you're going to have times where you're not progressing and you have questions. If you're left to your own devices to answer those questions, you're more likely to fall off the wagon because you don't have the confidence in the plan that you created for yourself. So that week where you don't lose any weight, or that month where you don't lose any weight, you're going to go, crap, did I write the right plan for me? Did I do this correctly? Versus if you have a coach who did this for you, who's done this a million times, and you don't progress over the course of a month, first off, you have more confidence because you're like, no. I just need to trust the process. This coach knows what they're doing. I'm just going to keep following it, right? And then second off, you can ask them. You can literally reach out and be like, hey, I'm not progressing. I'm not losing weight. I'm getting a little frustrated. And they can give you that extra motivation. They can comfort you and let you know, okay, we're going to make an adjustment. Okay, we need to think about this differently. Okay, we're going to push ourselves with this. Okay, we're going to adjust the macros, whatever it might be, right? And so there's a big difference between just going at it alone and going at it with somebody who can help you. And having somebody to help you is not a sign of weakness. It's, in my opinion, a sign of strength. And it's a sign of self-awareness. It shows that you are committed to your goals and you're willing to do whatever it takes to reach them. I think people who are really bad at something, who don't have coaches, are being held back by their egos. And so when you can destroy that ego and you can reach out and you can get help from somebody who does that for a living, then you're set up for success. And so if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling overwhelmed, do not hesitate to look out there and reach out for support and try to find somebody or some company that can help you, whether that's us or another company out there, right? Because it can be the world of a difference between you maybe getting some results in the beginning and then falling off the wagon and being really frustrated and going back into I'm not meant to be in shape, or staying on track, staying motivated, and getting really good results over the long term. And if you do want help with building that support system that can give you that confidence to achieve those lasting results when it comes to your weight loss goals, but you don't know where to begin. Like I said, there's a bunch of different places out there, but here at V-Shred, we have certified coaches that can work with you one-on-one to create a personalized plan that fits your goals and it fits your lifestyle and your personal preferences. And our coaches will be there every step of the way to support you, answering any questions that you have, helping you stay accountable, making adjustments that are needed, making sure that we're avoiding plateaus. And our programs are not like military boot camp type workout programs. They're designed to be flexible and they're designed to be sustainable. And so that you can not have to give up your life to get in shape, but you can continue to see results week after week, month after month, and continue to see results after you reach your initial goals because you actually enjoy it. You actually can see yourself doing this for the rest of your life versus if you follow a starvation diet, you can't wait for vacation to where you can quit doing it. The way that we build programs is it's sustainable to do forever. And so if you want to get one of these programs for yourself, all you have to do, there should be a link somewhere around this. If you're listening, if you're watching, a link above, below, click the link and it'll get you matched with a coach who can help you. Other than that, guys, hopefully some of these mindset tips helped you out. But yeah, if you guys are out there trying to get in shape, just know that you're not alone. It can be difficult at times. It can be easy at times or seem easy at times. But more than anything, you just need to stick with it and make sure that you have the right approach towards getting in shape. And as long as you have that motivation to stay committed and a plan that's solid, you're eventually going to achieve whatever goals you have. So that's all for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Make sure you check out our other episodes. I got more coming out in the future as well. But thank you, and I will talk to you in the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of V-Shred's Better Body, Better Life podcast. Whether you're doing one of our programs, taking our supplements, or just doing things on your own, tune in every week for exclusive content with Vince, V-Shred trainers, and special guests as they share valuable tips around motivation, workouts, food, and living a healthier lifestyle. See you next time.